They tried to bury her, but they didn't know she was a seed. Before this story begins, hit that subscribe button right now. Because what you're about to hear isn't just a story. It's a reminder that no matter how hard they try to break you, your purpose will always rise through pain. So subscribe, and let's dive in. The sun scorched over the vast grey runways of the Naval Academy of the Atlantic. Rows of crisp uniforms, polished boots, and rigid salutes filled the grounds as buses unloaded the next generation of recruits. Among them, Amira Johnson, an 18-year-old from Detroit, her heart pounding beneath a shirt too big for her slender frame. She carried one duffel bag and 1,000 dreams. Her mother's voice echoed in her head. Don't let nobody make you feel like you don't belong, baby. You walk in there like God himself sent you. But as soon as Amira stepped through those tall academy gates, she realized this wasn't a dream. It was a test. Whispers followed her down the hall. Eyes lingered longer than they should. And near the training yard, 4 women in the sharpest white uniforms watched her like hawks. They were known as the 4: Taylor, Brianna, Chloe, and Jessica, top-ranked trainees, daughters of Navy officers, already praised by the instructors. They didn't see Amira as competition. They saw her as a threat. The first week was brutal. At dawn, Amira struggled through icy push-ups while others joked behind her back. When she ran the obstacle course, someone had greased the bars. She slipped, cutting her palms open. The 4 laughed. Maybe the Navy isn't for everyone, Taylor sneered. Maybe she should have joined the choir instead, Jessica added. Every day, Amira wiped her tears before anyone could see them. She whispered her mother's words like a prayer, "You were sent here." But the cruelty grew bolder. During weapon drills, her rifle went missing. During kitchen duty, her food rations were accidentally spilled. And one night, she woke up to find her locker drenched, her uniform soaked in bleach. Still, she said nothing. Because she knew, if she complained, she'd be labeled the problem. But deep down, something inside her was starting to harden. A fire that refused to die. They had a sea survival exam, a cold water endurance test. Amira climbed into the tank, shivering, lips blue, as the instructor shouted, "Hold steady until the whistle." She could hear the 4 whispering from the sidelines. She won't last 5 minutes. Watch this. A sudden shove. She plunged deeper, water rushing over her head. She kicked upward, gasping, realizing someone had pushed her. The instructor yelled, "Johnson, you move again and you fail." Tears mixed with the icy salt. Her body trembled, but her mind screamed louder than her pain. Don't give them what they want. She held on. 5 minutes. 10. 15. By the end, she could barely breathe, but when the whistle finally blew, she climbed out and stood tall. The instructor blinked in disbelief. Longest time today. The 4 stared. Their smirks vanished. If you're still watching right now, I need you to hit that subscribe button, because Amira's story is far from over. What happens next will break your heart, and then rebuild your faith in justice. Jealousy breeds desperation. The 4 plotted something bigger. They decided to end Amira's career once and for all. One night, a distress signal went off from the weapons locker. Security found a stolen sidearm hidden in Amira's duffel bag. She was dragged to the command office, her face pale under the fluorescent lights. "I didn't do this," she whispered. "Save it," barked Commander Ellis. "You're suspended pending investigation." As she sat alone, the 4 watched from the hallway. Smiling. Days turned into weeks. Rumors spread like wildfire. The girl from Detroit got caught with a gun. Her dream was crumbling. And then, just when all hope seemed gone, a janitor named Sergeant Miles, an old veteran with kind eyes, knocked on her dorm door. "Kid," he said softly, "I saw something on the surveillance tapes. You might want to see this." In the dusty security office, Amira watched the grainy footage. There they were, the 4, sneaking into the locker at 1:47 a.m., placing the weapon in her bag. Her lips trembled. Her eyes filled. They framed me. Miles nodded. They thought no one would notice. But I've been around too long to let injustice slide. He made copies of the footage and marched with her to Commander Ellis. At first, Ellis scoffed. But when he saw the footage, his jaw tightened. "Those girls," he muttered. "Their fathers are high-ranking officers. This could ruin careers." "Sir," Amira said firmly. It already ruined mine. The silence hung heavy. Ellis finally sighed. Report to my office tomorrow morning. We'll handle this by the book. Word spread like wildfire again, but this time, it wasn't rumors. By noon, the entire academy had gathered for the disciplinary review. Amira stood alone in front of the panel, face calm, hands steady. The four entered next, pale and silent. Commander Ellis pressed play. The room fell silent. The video spoke for itself. When the screen went black, you could hear a pin drop. Effective immediately, Ellis declared. Trainees Taylor, Brianna, Chloe, and Jessica are dismissed from this academy. Permanently. A hush fell over the hall, then whispers, gasps, and finally, applause. Amira exhaled, tears sliding down her cheeks. Not from pain. From victory. Years passed. The girl they tried to break became the woman the Navy now honored. Amira returned, not as a trainee, but as Lieutenant Johnson, leading diversity and ethics programs across naval divisions. When she walked back through those gates, the sun hit her medals, gold reflecting over her dark skin. A young recruit saluted her. I've heard your story. It gives me hope. She smiled softly. Then that means I did something right. And that's why we tell stories like this, because no matter who tries to break you, your truth can outlast any lie. If this story moved you, like, comment, and share it right now. And make sure you subscribe to Wealth and Wounds, where real stories of pain and power come to life every day.